How is it going, guys? Drew Peacock here, back with another video. I hope you guys had a great Christmas, but I cannot rest. I have to get this ready before Friday, so let me show what we got going on today. So in the previous video, which I still haven't posted yet, it's still sitting on my phone because, again, it's been Christmas, haven't had time to edit, but in the previous video, we unwrapped the car and I did a good amount of prep work. We got the louvers back on, same with the wing, so we don't have to worry about those anymore. We got half of the silicone gaskets off, so we just have to do the rear now. And all we have to do besides that is the front bumper. Everything else I think I can do when I take it down to my buddy's shop. The only thing I might do besides that is take off my rock guards. One, I have to size them out more since my little wide body kit sticks out a little bit more than the factory bumper. They're not meant for this, so I do have to make different holes further out. And well, there's still some wrap stuck behind there too, so we got to get that out of there. But anyway, I already went ahead and took off the front bumper just because you don't want to sit here and watch me just twist some nuts and bolts. So I went ahead and got that taken care of. Let me go ahead and get that ready and we'll start sanding it. Hopefully the rain doesn't come in. It's supposed to come in around noon and it's about probably 9 in the morning right now. So hopefully it stays clear like this. If it does, we should be able to knock most of this out. The only dilemma I have is I do have all of my badges off right now and I don't know if I want to put them on beforehand or after I dip it. Problem is, if I put them on before, then they're gonna have to stay chrome. But yeah, other than that, it should be a pretty simple day. Let me show you guys really quick what my mom did get me for Christmas. I think this is the only car part she's ever bought me, funny enough. But I plan on doing the interior carbon fiber, and well, we had to start somewhere. So we started out with a little carbon fiber cover here. I'm not a huge fan of covers of carbon fiber. I'd rather replace the whole part, but that's the only thing they sold for this armrest. I already ordered the center console, so this will be carbon fiber. It'll be coming soon. I'll be able to get rid of the nitrous switch. You can hear it click on, which is funny. I'll be able to get rid of that. I've never once used it. It's just from what the previous owner had in. And then we'll start making our way up and replacing all of this with carbon fiber slowly. I figured it'd be nice to treat the interior. I don't think I've ever done anything to the interior. This is pretty much how I bought it, besides the gauges. But this is pretty much how I bought it back a couple years ago. So I feel like I could use a refresh, and well, we'll top it all off with a really nice carbon fiber steering wheel, and it'll look really clean in here. Anyway, I think that looks pretty sick, and that's just one piece of the puzzle. Once it's all done, it'll look really clean. Anyways, before the rain comes in, let me go ahead and get you guys set up on a tripod. We'll do a time lapse. I'm just gonna quickly sand the bumper, and we gotta knock this out quick, because like I said, I have to wash the car and have it ready tomorrow. It has to dry 24 hours before you dip, so it has to be ready tomorrow. All right, even more time has passed. A couple hours later, I went to the store, got probably not what I should have got, but we got primer. It's probably not gonna work as good as if I actually ordered primer specific for what I'm doing, but it'll work. It'll work for now. I know there's gonna be one dude in the comments, dude, you're doing this all wrong. You need a hard 2K. No, I don't care. Anyways, bumper is pretty much good. It's pretty soft to the touch. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Okay, I don't think you're gonna notice any imperfections from like 5 feet or more, so it'll be more than enough. And like I said, it's a race car, it's not a show car, so who gives a shit? All right, first coat done. We got that 50-50 coverage. It's pretty good because this is a good warm-up for when I actually get the dip gun. Well, I have it, but when I actually start using it, this is a really good warm-up. So far, so good. Really simple to do. I mean, you guys could do this at your house. Chris Fix, he's taught you guys this. He's taught me this. We know how to do this. This is nothing. All right, got it all primered up. I just kind of pulled it into the crack. I'm not gonna keep pulling it in there. We are gonna go ahead and wet sand this in about an hour. Once it completely dries, I'm gonna go ahead and finish removing the silicone out of the rear fender flares, get that out of there, take off the cover, and well, I think that'll be it for the day. It's been pretty easy today so far. I thought it was gonna take a lot longer, but a lot of it is just waiting for shit to dry and well, going and putting some elbow grease up in here. I think it's funny how I had my car covered during this huge rainstorm that just passed, and it looks like this. And then my brother didn't have his car covered, and his car looks damn near brand, well, I don't want to say brand new just because of the whole front end incident. I'm sure there was a few of you that were like, Drew, you can't just gloss over what we just looked at. What the hell happened to the Integra? Well, he wrecked it. Simple as that. He's not a very good driver. Anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and just continue this. Like I said, we're running out of daylight, so I don't know if I'm gonna keep recording. I'll probably just pick this up tomorrow when I wash it, remove the rest of the shit, and then drop it off. All right, guys, another day, another dollar, and I already wet sanded and got the bumper back on. I figured that's boring. No one wants to sit there and watch me wet sand. Even I don't want to sit there and wet sand. So we got the bumper back on. I'm gonna go ahead and tape up where the badges go so we don't get any water up in there, because I gotta wash it now and let it dry. And then I gotta go ahead and take apart the door, get that out, take off the wheel, get the wrap out of there. And we should be good after that, hopefully. We'll have to see. All right, car is all clean, just letting it dry. I got everything open to let it air because, well, I want to spray as early as possible tomorrow, and they're saying wait at least 24 hours before spraying after your wash. And I'm trying to do it in the morning. I'm not trying to do it around noon, which is where it's at right now. So I'm going to go ahead and just try to speed up the drying process. Also, we are going to have to drive it to the shop, which is a good little drive away. So that should help dry it too. When we get it there, we'll wipe it down and make sure everything is clean. But yeah, just gonna let it dry, let it sit out here for a little bit while I go inside. Anyways, I'm gonna clean up my mess really quick, go inside, chill for a bit. We still have to remove the door handles, but I'm gonna wait for the floor to dry somewhat at least, so that way I can sit my ass down. But see you guys in a bit. All right, guys, minor update. Got the wrap out of this door handle right here. It's really simple to remove the door panels and everything on a Mustang, and I actually am thinking this would look pretty sick with an aluminum door sill, but I don't know. We'll have to see in the future if I want to get rid of my radio or not. Anyway, we got the rock guards off with the wrap that was stuck behind it, so that's all nice and done. I'm going to do the license plate, like I said, when I get there, because we're going to have to take it off anyway, so why waste time and do it twice? Got that one done, and then I just have to do this one. And then it's ready to be driven down there. It's drying still, and I'm excited. I hope you guys are too. Anyway, guys, it is about time to start dipping. We were supposed to go to one of my buddy's shops and dip it there. He had a inflatable paint booth, but he was unable to do it today, so I went ahead and just got it masked off in my garage. It says DIY, you do it at home, so we'll see how it comes out in your own home. I'm gonna go ahead and close the garage. I don't have too much room in here. I'll show you what we're working with, but we got everything pretty much masked off, and we're about ready to just start doing the pre-dip spray, wipe it all down, and then we're pretty much ready to go. All right, so everything is masked off. We don't have a whole lot of room. This, obviously, well, that's the sprayer, so we'll move that out of the way. But the garage closes, and we got very little room. And of course, right now is the perfect time for them to start doing their gardening. This side, same thing. We don't have too much room, but we should have plenty. Again, the gun, you don't want to be too close and too far, so this should be plenty of room to actually get in there and spray, and this stuff is movable. So we should be okay. We should be on some good terms. So hopefully everything comes out good. Like I said, everything masked off nice and cleanly. And well, let's get started. All right, garage door closed. Let me just do a quick check on how much room we got. I don't think we're gonna have too much back here. Yeah, this might be a problem because there's not much room for me to actually get back there and spray. So I might have to actually push the car a little bit more forward. I think we have a little bit more room up here. Either that or I dip the rear end with the garage door open. Not ideal. So I think I'll actually just push this up 3 or 4 inches and we should be okay. But that is really cutting it close. Jesus. It's just flopping around.
You should.
This shit looks black.
No, stop.
How the fuck are you supposed to pour this? That's not good. Why does it do that?
What is it doing?
Stuttering.
Push it.
All right, turn it off.
50% lower and overlaps. 50% lower and overlaps.
That's what it is, right?
Pass
Well,
is
most
always gonna
likely.
hold.
This fool.
Let me see. Yeah, that's gotta be it. Let me wipe this off.
Why is squinting so much?
Yeah, that's gonna be it, right?
Most likely.
What if I wrap it with something? Let me see if they give us another one. I doubt it. No, they didn't give us one of those. Let me see. Yeah, we're gonna have to do something. I mean,
Now that the tape is there, squeeze. Squeeze.
I mean, well, that and it's airtight now, right?
Yeah,
Should be.
Should help.
Do you think that'll hold? I mean, that's good tape. We can try it. We can just see. Yeah, I got mine. You open yours. Damn, I'm getting lightheaded. All right, so the reason why the car has a first coat on it is because we went to AutoZone to try to find something to replace the cracked pickup tube, and we found this rubber hose that was about the same size, and we cut it to the right length, and we got it to work pretty good. I would say it worked about 80% as good as the original pickup tube. The original pickup tube without a crack, I think would have worked way better, obviously, but we had to work with what we wanted. I wanted to get it done. I just wanted to dip my car, and so we had to work with what we got. We went to AutoZone and we got it to work pretty good. All right, so 3 to 4 coats in, this is what the car looked like, and this is where we decided to stop because from a distance it looks good, but once you get up close, you start to see the errors. It dripped on the fender right there. It started to run down a lot of the horizontal panels, and we think it's because we were dipping when it was pretty cold out. Again, we had the garage door like that, so it wasn't really trapping in heat. Throwing a heater in the garage wouldn't have done much. The back of the trunk looked pretty good. The actual ass of the car had some runs in it, but besides that, a lot of the panels came out good and a lot of them came out bad. So we just decided, you know what, it's not worth wasting the 2 red gallons on it. Let's just peel it and we'll decide what we do from there. So out in the daylight, the car looked pretty good. I actually sent a photo to a couple of my buddies and they said, dude, just leave it like that, it looks sick. But up close and in person, you can really see its flaws. And again, part of it was our fault for spraying when it was really cold out, and part of it is the gun's fault. I don't know why the pickup tube broke right away. We didn't install it super hard. I just pressed it on, and then all of a sudden when I went to go spray, it was cracked. So I don't know what happened there, but still, we had to remove the Plasti dip. All right, guys, a couple days later, and this is how the car looks again. We got all of the Plasti dip off. I'd say about 99% of it is removed. And, well, we obviously failed. I was really hoping that Plasti dip would be super easy to use. Now, I don't think it was the product necessarily itself, and I'm not going to sit here and get on my knees for Plasti dip, but I think it was a number of things that messed up. First and foremost is the timing of the whole thing. We did it when it was really cold out. It was about 55 to 60 degrees on average. So it was really cold, and dipping in cold weather is a lot harder than dipping in warm weather. Apparently, I talked to my dip guy, so that was one thing that we think went wrong. Also, the pickup tube messing up really didn't help us out that much either, but we did kind of find a way around it, so it wasn't that huge of a deal. But that thing for sure didn't optimize the gun's performance. In the areas where we sprayed it right, it did work. Like the roof was looking pretty good, the trunk was looking pretty good, the hood was somewhat okay, the other door was somewhat okay. So some of the panels were actually pretty good. It's just the runs really got to it, and we were thinking maybe we can just work around them, but the more and more we started spraying, we were like, dude, we're just wasting our time, we're just wasting our money, and it's not that worth it. I mean, we can just go, and I'll explain what I plan on doing, but we can just go and take it in or something, or just stop while we can. Just remove it while we can and start over. So what I'm actually going to be doing in the meantime was I did talk to my dip guy and I asked him, hey, how much to dip my car shadow black? He's dipped my car before, he knows the car in and out, and I was like, how much to dip the car? And he was like, you know what, man, if you can wait a couple months, DYC is going to be releasing a new product that is better for scratch resistance and like the whole gasoline resistance. It's a lot better of a product. It's like an upgraded version of their dip. So we're going to go ahead and maybe wait a couple months. But in the meantime, I took it to a paint shop, got a quote, put a deposit down, and it's going to be blue with silver stripes still. So we're going to go back to the factory color, how it is. We're going to have the Vista Blue with the silver stripes. They're going to fix up the roof because we got some hazing up there. You can see it a lot in person. On camera, it's not that noticeable, but they're going to fix up the roof, obviously paint the hood, and obviously paint the bumper. So we're going to go back to that. We'll rock it like that for a few months, and I do love the color. I mean, it is a juicy, really wet looking color, and I like it. We're gonna go back to the Vista Blue for a couple months, and then maybe down the line, get it dipped shadow black, and it should look bitchin'. So all in all, I am a little sad that the dip didn't work out the way I wanted to. Again, I think it was mainly due to the weather and the pickup tube. But besides that, I think what I'm going to do in the meantime is I still do have the red, and I might try it out on the motorcycle. It's a lot smaller of a thing, so it might not be that hard to do. You're not doing full-on horizontal panels like this, so the runs shouldn't be hard to avoid, and especially if I let it warm up to 80 degrees or so, should be pretty simple. But anyways, it didn't really change my opinion on dip. I still like dip. When it's done right, it looks good. I think it looks better than vinyl because the edges are just really clean. So I'm not against dip. I'm not here to tell you not to buy dip. Just do it, look into it, make sure you're doing it at the right time, right temperature, and you have plenty of room to do it. Doing it in this garage wasn't ideal. It didn't really hinder anything. We didn't have any weird spraying patterns or any bugs landing on it. We did get it really masked off good. So besides that though, I am excited to get the car back to blue. I do like the blue a lot. I mean, blue is my favorite color, but I can't wait. Subscribe to keep up with the Mustang build, and until next video, peace.